We start the piece with Pac-Man seemingly wanting to get onto the Tetris train here with a spin using ghosts and Pac-Man himself to gobble them up. It's not bad actually and presents quite a challenge that was enjoyable for the short time I played it. There is a puzzle selection too for a sort of scenario option and 2-player. Not sure I would have paid good money for this, but a fun little game nonetheless. Something about ghost witches and Pac-Man being zapped from his family to 1975, a time before Pac-Man, shock horror, and we are greeted to a puzzle platformer where you must find all the pellets to exit by using various tools on offer, including hammers, rope swings, fireballs, etc. Graphically very impressive and very fast moving with lots of content, which means that if you like these kind of games you'll probably like this. A bit tough for me and too much swinging. What a strange game this is. It looks to have a more arcadey element down the road, but first you are presented with getting milk for Pac-Baby, which basically means catapulting things in front of Pac-Man so he can get to puzzles. Problem is, he kept running the other way and I had no real control over him, which got annoying very quickly. Perhaps I need to persevere. Perhaps. Paperboy is one of those games that was tons of fun in the arcade and fun too as a kid with a bit of imagination. Playing now though with the SNES Paperboy 2 version without either of those things is tough going. Firstly, it looks great with houses to hit on both sides and tons of things going on, but the gameplay is really janky. It's too easy to go too fast and crash on something you have no chance of avoiding, whether it be stationary or coming at you. I really didn't enjoy and won't be returning. Only one for those that have nostalgia for it, I think. Well, my senses certainly weren't ready for this little gem. It's best described as Konami's piss take on Gradius or Gradius. You can even choose the Gradius ship at the start, although why would you when you can go penguin or this pink ship here, etc. This is so colourful and a great shooter to boot. Lots of power-ups to keep you entertained, and although I sucked, managing only briefly to get to the cat end boss, yes, cat end boss, on my first go, it's definitely something I will return to. Loved it. Now get ready for a barrage of golf games now, starting here with Pebble Beach. I'm pretty short on patience with golf games in all honesty, so if it doesn't feel fairly simple to get close to par straight from the get-go, I'm out. And this was one of those occasions. The putting was really hard and took forever to draw the grids. Also, every shot gave you a new screen as to where the ball might stop, but this seemed to go on forever. Not one I'll play again. The first of three PGA offerings available in the PAL region, and this one was instantly better than Pebble Beach. It was quick to play, no waiting for multiple camera shots of your ball here, and I managed to get a par both the holes I attempted. Graphically fine with options to play on the PGA European Tour, and yeah, not a bad golf game in all. And then there was PGA Tour 96, which is pretty much the same game, but with different courses, I think. Oh, and action replays, which felt like an unnecessary addition, but maybe that was nice in 1996. And finally, before the previous two, we had PGA Tour in 1992, which shows his age compared to the others. The camera following the ball doesn't work, but I quite like the Mode 7 course drone shot. A pretty average generic shooter, not anything you haven't seen before, but I have to say I completed the first mission or stage in the first go, which was a welcome change for me with these shooters. So that was a big plus, finishing it on my first go. I mean, it's not earth-shattering, but at least it's fun. This was made off the back of an animated series apparently, and I like the way the story unfolded and the ton of different things I can pick up and use. It took me a while to figure out the grapple gun thing, and even then I could not work out how to get past an ongoing barrage of enemies, but although this did not blow me away as such, there is probably a decent game under here if you spend some time with it, or should I say, more time than the 15 minutes I did. Often just called Out to Lunch, this is okay actually. It might be a platformer I almost like. It's fairly simple. Collect all your runaway ingredients in your net, drop them off into the cage and exit the level all before the time runs out. I didn't like the on ice movement of the main guy, but this was quite good fun. I didn't stop playing until I completed level 1, which must tell you something. One of the few games I bought back in the 90s, and the reason I bought it? Because it's so damn good. Yes, it's a Mode 7 showcase that can look a little dated now, but its simplicity is its strength. It invites you in with a mildly challenging first lesson that you should progress through after a couple of tries. Then it starts to ramp up, with hang gliding being the most challenging for me. I love this game. For me, this is what Nintendo was all about. Something unique that also showed off the hardware it was on. Good stuff. So, no pinball games, and then 2 come along, a bit like buses, eh? So here we are with Pinball Dreams, and yep, it does what it says on the tin. It might have been serviceable enough back in the day, but now, I'm not sure out of nostalgia why you would play this one. But if your Pinball Dreams were not answered here, then maybe your Pinball Fantasies were, which followed a year later with more of the same stuff. Maybe slightly more interesting tables here, and as before, great ball mechanics, controls are fine, but it's all just a bit phoned in. Not much footage to this one, as I groaned and moaned my way through it. A licensed character platform shoe-in is not my favourite game, especially when I can't just pick up and play, as was the case here, as I didn't understand the coin mechanic to progress past this fan here. My pros, it looks great, and the Pink Panther music is very cool too. Cons, it's just another platformer that is quite difficult to control or have any real desire to play. Blimey Charlie, this is terrible. I was never a big fan of Pit Fighter anyways, but I appreciated its use of real actors animated. But this mess, horrible controls, horrible graphics, horrible limited options make this a real letdown. Make it past your first opponent and well, guess what? You have the same health left to start the next match. Meaning if you just about made it through like me, you'll be dead in an instant. Avoid this like the plague. Remember the old Pitfall game? Well, here we are with that dude's son off on a rescue mission for his dad. Firstly, it looks fantastic and the animations are really bettered here on the SNES. I liked all the jumping and swinging Tarzan style through this first level, but there are way too many options to choose from with weapons and moves. Yes, I know the SNES controller has lots of buttons, but I don't want to use them all in the same game, thank you. Also, it's quite janky at times, getting our hero to actually grab onto the flipping rope. But all that aside, I didn't hate this. In fact, I thought it was pretty good. Just a bit too much going on, if that makes sense. Well, I recognised a few people mentioned in the credits of this one. Steve Pickford, I'm looking at you for a start. And yeah, here we have the strange flag infatuated Plok. It's very colourful, gameplay is okay, but it did just feel like a million other platformers I've played in this series. Watching later levels online suggests there may be more to this one though, so if you like this sort of thing it might be worth persevering with this, but it's just not really my bag. Well, this one surprised me. I was half expecting another platformer, but instead got this Japanese batshit co-op run and gun top-down side shooter that, although tough as nails, is lots of fun too. I really enjoyed this one. Play on your own as the raccoon thingy or the girl, but I reckon this must be heaps of fun with a friend, if you have any. A bit of a slowdown when it got too crazy, but this, for a short time I played, was really good. So good that I had to play its sequel straight after. Pocky and Rocky 2, which is a bit more of the same really, but with more of a story feel to it and two characters even when playing on your own, which is cool. You can even use your second player as a weapon, which is handy. A nice tutorial, great graphics, interesting gameplay, and this really feels like I've unearthed a gem. Pretty tough though, this boss was hard, but I will definitely return. And talking of gems, we have another one here with Poppin' Twinbee, another very cute looking Japanese style game that wasn't released in North America. It's a shoot 'em up, yes, but it has 2-player co-op, enemies in front of you and on the ground which you can bomb, which is cool, with tons of interesting enemies and bosses to kill you with your 1 life 7 credits. I really like this one and was therefore excited to try the next game on the list. But unfortunately, unlike its predecessor, this was kind of like a Sonic the Hedgehog wannabe cutesy one. That's not to say it's bad. For the short time I play, it certainly seemed fine, but I couldn't quite grasp the jump and punch mechanic, but that's probably more of a me problem versus the game. And another 2 games back to back. We're certainly in a roll here with Populous and Populous 2. And I'll start by simply saying, nope. This was an early SNES title which firmly belonged to the 16-bit home computers and PC gamers. Here it's just clunky as hell to play on controller and sluggish to play and move around. At least by the second one, some 3 years on, things had improved. The SNES mouse was also supported, so I'm using a mouse here which makes a world of difference. More Greek mythology, god fighting in this one, with better graphics too, make this one to choose out of the 2. But honestly, go play it on an Amiga or PC. The SNES is not really the ideal home for this type of game. This immediately felt like, we have the Porky Pig license, what can we do with it? Yeah, let's put him in his own nightmare. Yay. The fact Haunted is mentioned twice at the start filled me with dread, but I have to start by saying it does look fantastic. The animation is terrific and it's very striking to look at. As a game, yeah, I had issues with it detecting the jump ropes, the hitboxes are very broad, and although the game felt easy, even the level I played just got boring very quickly. If you're a big Porky Pig fan, then I recommend it, otherwise, it wasn't for me. Another game that might be a me issue. I could not get the hang of this for the half an hour I played it and subsequently gave up on it. The steering of the car is horrible, it just doesn't respond in a nice way to what you are supposed to be doing. I presume this early stage was an easy one, but not for me. I imagined if you had this back in the day and figured out how to play it, it was probably lots of fun. I'm a big fan of these top-down racers and the graphics here are okay. Nice and fast too, no problems there. It was just the controls that let it down, for me anyways. Ah yes, Monger, the game I always got confused with Populous, but surely you can see why, as it comes from the same engine I believe. If memory serves me correctly, I preferred it over Populous, but I might be wrong. I had no real clue what I was doing here though, but I could clearly see, like Populous, This had no real place on the SNES and was better left to the Amiga, Atari ST, etc. What in the 1990s is this all about? Some medieval pig, double G apparently, running around with a sword and donuts. Yeah, okay. Strange cartoon license premise aside, this was okay actually. Not good, never said it was good, but it's okay. It looks pretty decent, it's all nicely animated, and it's not impossibly hard to begin with, which is always a winner for me. The level I played went on and on and on, and when I did eventually die, it was straight back to the beginning, although I understand there is a password system, which is pretty cool. Well, the way you enter your lap records is okay. I mean, if you wanted a Power Ranger Zeo characters in a Super Mario Kart game, then this one is for you. Otherwise, avoid the Mario Kart wannabe that fails at every turn. The missile button is X, which is really not the right button. The Mode 7 graphics are too messy and do not look good today. And it's all just a phoned in racer cashing in on the Power Rangers franchise. It's a definite no from me. If you like yet another generic platformer with a couple of extra twists in a prehistoric vibe, then this one's for you. It looks okay, there's a hang glider and other things to get to if you like, and yeah, look, I'm a hard person to please with a platformer, and there are a lot of platformers on the SNES, so the game has to do something special for me to like it. This did not. It's not bad, and it's probably above average, but again, like so many other games here, it's just not for me. This was a very impressive looking arcade game back in the mid-90s, where games like Mortal Kombat ruled the roost. So add dinosaurs to the mix, and what is there not to love? Well, if you just played the arcade version, then that's fine, but to shoehorn such a good looking game into the little SNES, well, you end up with this. It's a bit of a mess, which didn't look great then, and looks worse now. The moves and stuff are okay, although I suck at these games so I can't show you that too much, but it felt okay to play, albeit quite tough. Prince of Persia, a Konami game, eh? Well, who knew? Anyways, here we are with the absolute classic that is Prince of Persia, all SNES'd up. And you know what? It's pretty good here. All the mechanics seem to be here, although it took me a while to work them all out. It actually works pretty well. They have polished the graphics, which, although I prefer the nostalgic appearance of the original, these do look nice. And all in all, I was ready to hate this, but really didn't. The same can't be said for the second one though, with possibly the quickest death in a game yet for me. I found these guards who come at you at blistering pace horrible to deal with. Everything else seems to have been sped up, meaning I accidentally fell to my death more often than not. This is a hard pass for me. This one's a nice idea, but shame about the game. Actually, it's a little harsh. I didn't mind this actually. A domino puzzle game where different patterns on the pieces mean they do something different, but you will spend most of your time checking what patterns each one does, and I didn't like the 3D where you have to walk up to pieces to push them and down to move around. It's all quite a bit fiddly and yeah, after a while not much fun either, but at least it is trying to do something decent. Yeah, another platformer with a strange character, and this time you get to play as Putty, yay. And yeah, not for me again. I mean, it looks pretty bland, plays awkwardly, For instance, I managed to destroy the spring to bounce on, so I had to use this weird blow myself up trick. It's all just too fiddly and really not fun. Now, I swear I've played this somewhere along this journey, but maybe not, and just a variation of this somewhere. Called Just Bust a Move elsewhere, we got the Bobble title here instead. And it's a fun little puzzler. You get 3 colours to pop, with everything dropping underneath the ones you popped. It's always one of those games I'm like, yeah, it's okay, only to find myself still playing hours later. It really does what it says on the tin, and if you have 2 players, it's even more fun, which is cool. I get it's not everyone's cup of tea, but I rather liked it. And that's the P's, and that's also me needing a lie down. That was a lot of games. But before I do lay down, here are the ones I will put forward to my final list of games. Parodius, Pierre Le Chef is out to lunch, Pilotwings, Pocky and Rocky 2, Pop and Twinbee, and we're going to chuck some Puzzle Bobble in there too. As always, let me know what games you would have put through here down in the comments, and hopefully I will see you for the R's, as there's no Q games to speak of. Cheers!